अम्बमन्दहासवदनी मनोहरि साई जगज्जननी। अम्बमन्दहासवदनी मनोहरि साई जगज्जननी।
अम्बमन्दहासवदनी मनोहरि साई जगज्जननी।
माता 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 जगज्जननी। माता 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 जगज्जननी। अम्बमन्दहासवदनी मनोहरि साई जगज्जननी।
अम्बमन्दहासवदनी मनोहरि साई जगज्जननी।
जगज्जननी शुभकरिणी।
जगज्जननी शुभकरिणी।
जगज्जननी शुभकरिणी।
जगज्जननी शुभकरिणी।
साई जगन्माता
साई जगन्माता।
सत्य साई जगन्माता।
सत्य साई जगन्माता।
सत्य साई जगन्माता। सत्य साई जगन्माता। अम्बमन्दहासवदनी मनोहरि साई जगज्जननी।
अम्बमन्दहासवदनी मनोहरि साई जगज्जननी।
माता 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 जगज्जननी। अम्बमन्दहासवदनी मनोहरि साई जगज्जननी।
अम्बमन्दहासवदनी मनोहरि साई जगज्जननी।
जगज्जननी शुभकरिणी।
जगज्जननी शुभकरिणी।
साई जगन्माता।
साई जगन्माता।
सत्य साई जगन्माता।
सत्य साई जगन्माता।
सत्य साई जगन्माता। अम्बमन्दहासवदनी मनोहरि साई जगज्जननी।
Om Shri Sai Ram, offering a humble pranams at the lotus feet of our Master, Sadguru Sri Madhusudan Sai. Respected elders, brothers and sisters, Sai Ram and good evening. Welcome to day 4 of the Navaratri homa, Atirudra Mahayagna and Durga Puja celebrations here at Sathya Sai Grama. We shall begin this evening's proceedings with Vedic invocation by the boy students of the university, and they shall chant Narayana Suktam.
श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम्। सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। सहस्रशीर्षं देवं विश्वाक्षं विश्वशम्भुवं विश्वन्नारायणं देवमक्षरं परमं पदं विश्वतः परमानित्यं विश्वन्नारायणगुं हरिं विश्वमेवेदं पुरुषस्तद्विश्वमुपजीवति पतिं विश्वस्यात्मेश्वरगुं शाश्वतगुं शिवमच्युतं नारायणं महाज्ञेयं विश्वात्मानं परायणं नारायणपरो ज्योतिरात्मा नारायणः परः नारायणपरं ब्रह्म तत्त्वं नारायणः परः नारायणपरो ध्याता ध्यानं नारायणः परः यच्च किञ्चित् जगत् सर्वं दृश्यते श्रूयतेऽपि वा ऋतगुं सत्यं परं ब्रह्म पुरुषं कृष्णपिङ्गलम् ऊर्ध्वरेतं विरूपाक्षं विश्वरूपाय वै नमो नमः। नारायणाय विद्महे वासुदेवाय धीमहि तन्नो विष्णुः प्रचोदयात्। शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ तत्सत्। श्री साईश्वरार्पणमस्तु।
On this 4th day of Navaratri, the Divine Mother is revered in the manifestation of Mother Kushmanda. The term Ku denotes small, Ushma signifies energy, and Anda represents the cosmic egg. Depicted with 8 hands and riding a lion, she is regarded as the source of all creation. The entire universe has emerged from her essence, and it is her energy that illuminates the sun, making her the ultimate source of energy and light. She opens the doors to great respect, fame, and glory, and helps her devotees attain spiritual enlightenment. We will now have a video on Devi Kushmanda.
On the 4th day of Navaratri, also known as Chaturthi, we worship Ma Kushmanda, the radiant mother whose divine smile is said to have created the very universe. According to ancient lore, in the beginning there was only endless darkness and no form or life could be found. It was then that Ma Kushmanda, with her compassionate smile, filled the void with light and life. She is thus revered as the creator of the universe, the one who infused existence itself with energy and radiance. She is the only goddess believed to dwell in the very core of the sun. From this blazing seat, she bestows the sun with its brilliance and governs the balance of the solar system, sustaining all creation with her divine energy. Her form is depicted with 8 arms holding weapons, a rosary, and a jar of nectar, signifying that she both protects and nourishes her children. Devotees turn to Ma Kushmanda to seek her blessings of immense strength, prosperity, happiness, and good health. She is the mother who dispels darkness and removes all negativity from the lives of her devotees, filling their path with vitality and light. On this day, special puja rituals and offerings are performed to honor her, with devotees adorning themselves in colors such as royal blue or orange, hues that reflect her vibrant energy. These colors are not just symbolic, they are believed to attune the devotee to the goddess's radiant aura, helping them absorb her positivity and grace. And so, on this sacred day, we bow to Ma Kushmanda, the mother of creation, offering our love and prayers. O Ma Kushmanda, source of life and light, bless us with health, strength, and joy. Dispel the darkness from our hearts and fill our lives with the radiance of your smile. May we live in harmony with your creation, guided by your eternal light.
As part of Navaratri Homa, this morning, Dhanvantari Homa and Vishnu Sahasranama Homas were performed. Lord Dhanvantari, depicted with 4 hands holding a conch, sacred texts of Ayurveda, nectar and medicinal herbs, is a form of Lord Vishnu who emerged from the Samudra Manthana or churning of the ocean. He is considered to be the divine physician, and performing this Homa is said to bestow good health, longevity, and also cure frequent health issues. Various medicinal herbs were offered in the Homa Kunda so that Prakriti may multiply them, leading to purification of the environment and the world. The Vishnu Sahasranama is a collection of 1000 names of Lord Vishnu, which was given as a sermon by Bhishma Pitamaha to Yudhishthira in Mahabharata. Chanting this as a daily practice or sadhana fosters purity and a positive mind, removes obstacles, and bestows both material prosperity and spiritual growth, bringing auspiciousness and harmony into life. Following the Homas, Durga Puja and Aarti were performed in traditional Bengali style. This year's theme for the Kolu display is the life and teachings of Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. Various anecdotes, miracles, and incidents from Baba's life have been depicted in a creative and colorful manner. The Rudra Homa concluded with Purnahuti and was followed by the Ashtavadana Seva, Chaturveda Parayana, rendition of Astakam, Sangeetam, Nadaswaram, and Panchavadyam. In his discourse, Sadhguru explained that Lord Dhanvantari, the divine physician and incarnation of Lord Vishnu, works for the welfare of all by healing the body. Lord Shiva, revered as Vaidyanatha, the Lord of doctors, not only safeguards our physical well-being, but also cures the disease of worldly existence or bhavaroga, guiding us across the ocean of samsara. Thus, while Dhanvantari heals the body, Shiva heals the soul. Sadhguru further clarified that the sense of I and mine is itself the bhavaroga, the feeling of we and ours is the medicine, and the ultimate cure is the realization of he and his. Sadhguru also shared a conversation he had with Lord Shiva in his meditation. Just as Lord Shiva withheld the poison of halahala in his throat, neither swallowing nor spitting it out, he advised that we too, in times of difficulties and challenges, must neither accept nor reject them. Instead, one must simply hold them and cultivate equanimity or samadhi. This evening, as part of the Know Your Mission segment, we invite Mr. Suchetan Reddy Kota, Chief Executive Officer for Global Outreach and Communications at the One World, One Family Mission, and also as the CEO of Sri Sathya Sai Premamrutham Prakashana. Working closely under the vision of Sri Madhusudan Sai, he leads the strategic advancement of the mission's communications, driving media relations, marketing campaigns, brand initiatives, and publishing activities that amplify its humanitarian impact in India and across the globe. With over 2 decades of diverse experience, Mr. Suchetan's journey spans both the corporate technology sector and humanitarian leadership. Having transitioned from a career in solution architecture and cloud technology, he now spearheads outreach and communications program. Mr. Suchetan Reddy Kota, please.
Offering my love and gratitude to our beloved Sadhguru, revered Murthy sir, respected elders, dear brothers, sisters, and dear students loving Sai Ram. It gives me an immense joy to share the journey of 2 important teams that I am blessed to be part of, Sri Sathya Sai Premamrutham Prakashana and Global Outreach and Communications. So the journey has begun in 2012 when our Sadhguru, along with Murthy sir, founded Sri Sathya Sai Premamrutham Prakashana to spread the truth to the humanity. It started with the quarterly magazine, Amrita Vahini, followed by our first book launch in 2013. In 2014, Mr. Isaac Tigret began recording Swami's discourses on a simple handheld device in Kodaikanal, which later became the series Sri Sathya Sai Uvacha. Today, with Swami's grace, we have published more than 500 books in 30 languages, carrying his message of service and spirituality worldwide. Many of our volunteers hold senior positions in external organizations, yet they take leave to work day and night to ensure the books released on time. One such example is the Ashtavakra Gita we are using this World Cultural Festival. The original content ran over 1,800 pages, which was carefully organized, edited, designed, and delivered on time by our dedicated team. Even now, while the festival is happening, team members are working round the clock, sacrificing their participation in the events to complete another book for release. We offer our gratitude to Swami, Narsimurthy sir, Mr. Isaac Tigret, and our global Prakashana volunteers for their tireless commitment. A major milestone came 10 years ago during the first Atirudra Mahayagna. At that time, there was no mobile signal here, and internet access was nearly impossible. Yet when God wills, the impossible becomes I am possible. That was when our very first live stream happened, making the mission public to the world officially. What started with a few volunteers and students has today grown into a world-class broadcast platform, reaching millions with the love and teachings of our Sadhguru. Most of our audiovisual and live stream teams are students. Their energy, creativity, enthusiasm, and devotion make these events possible. My hearty congratulations to all the students. Many were inspired to take up this field as their careers as well. Whether here in Muddenahalli or across the nations, they have traveled and ensured live streaming against all odds. A big round of applause to all the students. Just to let you know, more than 70% of our staff are students right now for the live streaming. So you can see everyone across the auditorium. So thank you, everyone. And Swami was so pleased with the Atirudra Mahayagna, the live streaming, first time. And then he called the team for an interview. We thought it was to celebrate the success. Of course, it was, but Swami also had a bigger plan. He instructed us to start an internet radio station to spread Sanatana Dharma and gave it the name Sanathana Vani. While we imagined months of research and preparation, Swami had other plans and asked us to launch in just 4 weeks. Those were unforgettable days, recording in cars due to lack of space, interviewing in corridors, creating the app in under 24 hours, and on 18th November 2015, within 4 weeks, as Swami commanded, Sanatana Vani was launched in 2015. Today, it inspires thousands daily with devotional music, spiritual talks, podcasts, and the divine mission and divine wisdom. This is our first studio. It's a 6 by 8 feet studio, and then also a very basic one, but I must give it to my team. They have never complained. This was our first office in 2017, and Swami has graciously given this bigger space. And then we have then transformed to doing all the Sanatana Vani programs in multiple languages across the globe. And this is the journey of the Sanatana Vani in 10 years. Swami has blessed this new office in 2022. And this is the state-of-the-art studios that Swami has blessed. And then I must tell you, the first podcast ever in the studio was by Swami. So, and this is one of the, of course, Swami was the best. And then we also have the industry best, Mr. A.R. Rahman, in the studio. It is something to cherish for all the sound engineers and everybody at the studio here. Another important team is our video production. These are some of the photos with Swami. And we all know video is the most powerful way to inspire, inform, and leave a lasting impact. From just 5 videos a year, I'll repeat, 5 videos a year, and today the team produces around 5 videos every day. Making thousands annually, from satsangs and cultural programs to podcasts, mission videos, corporate videos, and social media content. Swami's messages now available at everyone's fingertips. These are some of the videos. And during COVID time, these videos and the radio became a lifeline as they made more available and accessible. Many later shared how the discourses on Master the Mind and the Kathopanishad helped them stay connected to divinity, find hope, and remain calm during the pandemic. The next photo is a very interesting photo. This is how we have done the live streaming during the COVID times. That is one of the team member, Pradeep. And then we were not allowed, so not many members should be there. So the one member, one-man army, doing the impossible feat possible. Social media for social good. That has been another key focus. All official handles of the mission and Sadhguru are managed by this team, bringing every mission event to the palm of your hands at God's speed. Recently, you might have observed, the moment the event is over, the photos are already there in social media for nobody to miss it. A lot of collaborations with influencers and guests worldwide have expanded the reach. Importantly, we have now begun offering content in multiple languages, making service and spirituality accessible to diverse audiences. The another key important team is PR and media. It also played a vital role. As Swami says, true transformation comes when Sarkara, Samaja, and Sanstha come together. For the first 10 years, we focused on building the mission. Now the time has come to share it with the world. From billboards to newspapers, websites to blogs, emails to apps, each has helped create global awareness. What is remarkable is that most of our team members are not professionally trained in any of these fields. Yet, with Swami's guidance and their passion to serve, they achieve world-class results. Every moment, every event is more than a gathering. It is an experience. The World Cultural Festival itself is a shining example of unity, communication, and collaboration among teams. The impact is twofold: uplifting participants while also saving significant costs for the institution. For example, this year's One World, One Family Cup cricket match saw a 60% reduction in cost because everything was done in-house. A big round of applause, and even teams as well. For all these, our content team is the bridge between ideas and people. Good content informs, inspires, and influences. From newsletters and annual reports to websites and social media, our team ensures every word carries impact. Design is another important department we have. Design is more than colors and layouts. It's communication without words. From websites and billboards to LED backdrops, certificates, banners, and presentations, our design team delivers professional designs that capture attention, spark emotion, and turn ideas into experiences people remember. There's a small incident I wanted to narrate here. In 2016, when I first joined, we have Sanathana Vani just launched, and then we have done a website on Sanathana Vani. That was the first ever website I have done. And there were so many colors, nice colors, and then the whole team came together, and we have made a beautiful website, that's what we thought, and then send it for Swami's approval. And then those were the golden days where I had an opportunity to speak to Swami on phone. So I got a call from Swami, and compassionately for 20 minutes, he explained what is a logo, what are colors, why we use a logo and the colors, and how a branding happens, and then why we need to use that same colors for a consistent branding. So that was the journey it started. And then today, you can see all these world-class designs, the presentations to PPTs, everything is purely giving to Swami and then his guidance. Thank you, Swami. Archival is another sacred responsibility. Imagine if we had videos and photos of Lord Rama's life today. How invaluable that would be. Every building we construct and every seva we undertake may last for a few hundred years, but the timeless wisdom of Sadhguru must endure far longer. That is why this team has taken up the task of preserving every photo, video, discourse, and presentations for at least the next 1,000 years. So not only today's generation, but many more to come can benefit and be transformed. Today, we manage around 700 terabytes of data. That's 700 trillion bytes of living history. That many zeros, 14 zeros, is for that much data we manage, and even this very moment is being archived for posterity. Today, our teams serve all parts of the mission all internal and external departments, all trusts and foundations. In just 10 years, we have grown into a 100-member team supported by over 150 global volunteers and countless students. We offer our collective gratitude to our beloved Swami for blessing us with this opportunity, and also to all the members of Sai Prakashna family and Global Outreach and Communications team. A big round of applause to everyone for making this possible. To conclude, I invite you to watch a special video that offers a glimpse into the work of this department and the dedicated individuals who serve with love and devotion. Thank you.
Unseen, but everywhere, relentless, unstoppable. That's what it takes to carry a mission to the world. A global mission like this needs more than a team. It needs visionaries, day and night, everywhere and always. Everything you hear, see, watch, or read begins here. Every story told, every post shared, every book published, all born of this dedication, transforming the world at every level. Seekers, corporate leaders, policymakers, and nations across the globe. Capability and pride, armed with technology, AI, state-of-the-art studios, world-class production. Every tool, every skill placed in service, because when the source speaks, the world must hear. Carrying the message of love and service from their masters to the world, unseen but everywhere. The team of Sai Prakashana and Global Outreach and Communications. One world, one family, preserving the message forever.
This evening, as part of the CSR Circle of Honor, we are delighted to recognize Saskane Technologies India, a leading global provider of product engineering and digital transformation services, headquartered in Bangalore. With a strong commitment to sustainability, Saskane integrates environmental, social, and economic considerations into its operations, while leveraging technology for the greater good of society. In partnership with Sri Sathya Sai Annapurna Trust, Saskane has made a significant contribution in the area of nutrition. Beginning in November 2023, Saskane supported the morning nutrition program for over 4,000 school children in Chintamani Taluk, Chikballapur district. This initiative continues into 2024-2025, expanding its reach to over 13,000 students across 300 government schools, where children receive fortified ragi along with government-provided milk, thereby enhancing their nutritional intake and overall well-being. Representing Saskane Technologies today is Mr. Sunil Dutt, a seasoned IT leader with over 3 decades of global experience in building and transforming IT operations. We invite Mr. Sunil Dutt to receive the honor. Mr. Dutt is deeply committed to advancing the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals through business practices that create lasting social impact. We request Mr. Dutt to share a few words with us, please.
Only like to thank Sadhguru to give us an opportunity to be participating in this initiative. Though very small, we are blessed, Guruji. We'll try to continue this initiative along with you and reach your mission. Thank you very much.
We now pray to Sadhguru to bless us with his divine discourse this evening.
Our scriptures tell us, Satyam bruyat, Priyam bruyat, na bruyat Satyam apriyam, Priyam cha nanrutam bruyat, Esha dharma sanatanaha. Speak truth, speak pleasantly. Don't speak truth in an unpleasant way. At the same time, do not speak pleasant truths, pleasant untruths. That is our Sanatana Dharma, that is the dictum of Sanatana Dharma. We must speak the truth, but speak it in a pleasant way. Do not speak truth in an unpleasant way, it is said. It doesn't mean do not speak truth or speak pleasant truth only. No, it says the meaning is speak the truth, but try to speak it in a pleasant way. Sometimes the truth is bitter. Yet find ways to sweeten it and speak in a way that it is palatable. At the same time, just for the sake of being pleasant, do not speak untruth. This is the rule of communication in our scriptures. And communication is what connects people at the mental level, emotional level, social level, individual level, or spiritual level. The world is connected through communication. So when something is being spoken, which is the truth, which is so pleasant, the world must hear. That is the goal of the communication teams that we have. And I think it was 2 days back or 3 days back, the first day of Dasara, I just remembered that 10 years ago, in 2015, was the first time that a live webcast happened from Muddenahalli when there were situations you couldn't even get a mobile signal. I remember when I arrived here in 2012 or so, even till 2013-14, I had to go from one coconut tree to another to just get a mobile signal. There were hardly any signals here. And I asked the people, they said it is because it is in the shadow area of Nandi Hills or something like that, so signals don't reach here. And so we used to really walk around like people search for bombs, right? with a detector. Like that, with the mobile, we have to walk around. Where will catch signal, stand there and speak, finish the work as much as possible. From that day, when the first webcast happened in 2015, that broadcast was done by Suchetan and team. Suchetan was still working in Hyderabad in a corporate. His wife was also working. But they came just to help with a few other students, alumni and friends. That is the desk on which just 3-4 computers, and we somehow borrowed some internet connection at that point in time temporarily and started the webcast. And with that, for the first time in the world, that people started seeing things happening live from here. The first Atirudra Mahayajnam was webcasted, broadcasted from here. Thanks to the team. And they struggled every day because something will go wrong. One day the cable is not working, or the internet is slow. The third day some system crashes, or some software doesn't work. They struggle because even the world of webcasting was not as great as it is today. Today is very advanced, far better devices, technology and things like that. And internet, of course, superior. And then there were those days when we were trying to get internet connection, but no vendor was giving us service. Because it was such a small ashram, there were not many clients or customers available. So why would they invest any infrastructure? We said, okay, we will invest infrastructure. And I remember harrowing days of finding out what kind of, from radio frequency towers that we installed, didn't help, to signal boosters, to everything. But the ultimate solution was the leased line. You should have got a permanent optical fiber line that would take time. And it was a huge investment, and those investments looked Herculean in those days when the mission was so small. But there was a vision. The vision to take this message to the whole world. And with Bhagavan's grace, the right kind of people came at the right time. Some investments were made. But eventually, gradually, year after year after year, this whole thing about our publications, Sathya Sai Premamrutham Prakashana, Sanathana Vani, and now this whole outreach and global outreach and communications team that grew strength to strength, from strength to strength every passing year. And thanks to so many devotees from around the world who supported, because it's very difficult for me to go and tell that this is also a charity. And one must make donation towards these things also, it's important. Yes, it is easy to give for hospital to save a child who's dying of a heart problem, or to go and educate a girl who is from a rural area, or to feed a child in a government school. That sounds like charity. Investing in high-tech digital equipment, internet connections, high-speed connectivity, or the other infrastructure from cameras to mixers to archival studios to things like that doesn't sound like a charity. So very few takers for such an idea. But there were some of the devotees quietly behind the scenes started doing things because they understood this is needed. And that is how all this started coming together. And very many people contributed. Some people gave computers, some gave cameras, some gave the mixers, some gave LED screens, some set up the studio, some did the entire office. Like that, step by step by step, somebody bought the softwares also. And like that, slowly this mission grew, and year after year it became such a, I don't know, probably would have invested $1 million or more, or maybe we do not even have the count. Much more, I think, not that much, much more. I do not know. Suchetan has to tell me though. But this grew, and today, because of that, every single thing, as we speak, it is telecast. Everywhere around the world, people are able to watch it live. So they don't miss anything. Many people feel bad. They can't come to India and be here in this hall like all of us. But they also want to see, want to learn, want to experience. And I think this team, led by Suchetan, has done a phenomenal job in the last 10 years of taking the mission to the world. And that is how the whole world is now coming to this mission. And the biggest challenge for them is this 100 days festival, because every day they have to produce content, create PPTs for the various countries, posters, post it on the social media, and conduct the programs, event here from all the projections, live webcasting. Then there is Dashara going on, and then immediately next day they have to be ready again to do the same thing. And do it over and over again for 100 continuous days is not an easy task. But I think I have trained them over 10 years. Slowly, steadily, that no mountain is insurmountable. Every obstacle they can clear because they have the confidence now, confidence of doing and passion to do it. And they've gone through ups and downs. I'm not saying they haven't. And not always I have called them to give blessings. There were times when I have called them also to point out the shortcomings. But they never took it negatively. They always thought, okay, this is the correction we must make. This is where we improve from. And they worked and started surprising me. Initial 5 years, I had to be after them. After that, they were so independent. They came up with wonderful ideas. They started doing and surprising me every time with something new that they come up with, very creative. But it has taken a lot of task. I think many of us don't even realize sitting in the hall that how this all happens. But there's a whole lot of people, the volunteers across the world, who produce the books and translate it in so many languages of the world, so that everybody gets first-hand experience of it. It's all done very wonderfully, and we have to give it to Mr. Tigrit, who first started recording the lectures in Kodaikanal using a recorder in his hand and published it without asking. He just went ahead and, that was the first Kodaikanal trip of 2014. And he published it. He went ahead and published it. Then finally he came to Bhagavan. Bhagavan said, what have you done? You have created fire. Everybody is now, kind of confused, and there were people on this side, that side. You have divided the whole internet. Then he said, oh, if you don't like it, I will withdraw it. Then we said, no, it's all right. Let it be. Sometimes, God doesn't tell you do this, but your heart tells you do this. And God accepts it because you've done it with pure intentions. With those 2 discourses or 4 discourses, whatever was published during that time, this whole Sathya Sai Uvacha started. From there started Premamrutham Prakashana's expansion, and then all that which happened. Earlier, the chairman and chief editor was Sri B.N. Narasimhamurthy for Premamrutham Prakashana. He used to produce school books, monthly magazines for all the parents to know. Every month, one magazine, or maybe every quarter. And that was produced in English, and Kannada Amruta Vahini was the magazine. That is how it started in a small way. A lot of people contributed to it. That time it used to just carry the story of our schools. But it was all physical medium. There was no digital medium. Then slowly it turned into digital. And slowly investments were made, and then audio visual. Now they create such high quality content. When I traveled around, many media people meet me and tell the kind of stuff that your people produce, it's phenomenal, it's world class. These are professionals. Remember, our people are not really professionals because they just learned on the go. There was no time to train them. Some training here and there was done, but largely they did it on their own. But because they were so passionate about doing it, they learned it. And now it is everywhere. It's such high quality content, and now it has gone to the next level with a lot of people coming to us because the mission, people should know about it. They get inspired. Every single country that has come and met me, they've always told, this mission inspires us so much. It gives us the courage to continue doing what we are doing because we know we are not alone. There are people around us. You are there. This mission is there. That gives them so much of courage. So this is why good things have to be told, and told fast, not take time. And now it is reaching everybody. One particular thing I really want to point out here is how this team rose to the occasion during the pandemic. During the pandemic, when everything was shutting down, lockdowns were happening, people were confused, there were people who were infected, there were no cures, we didn't know what to expect out of this. And we started this Master the Mind series, and that time I told Suchetan, this has to be live, this has to go live. It can't be produced and then published later. It has to be, these 30 days, you have to do something about it. And they sat through it day and night with very limited infrastructure. They didn't even have a proper studio. With that, laptops and whatever connection we had, and then pandemic came. So pandemic time, you are not allowed to, so many people cannot gather in a room. So only one from each department. So I will be lecturing, and there will be hardly 5 or 6 people. I would tell at least somebody should sit in front of me, whom I am lecturing to walls and doors. I can't look into the camera and talk like this. Please get some people at least in the room. So they doubled up. They were the recording people. They were only the disciples who were listening to the discourses. And they had to look at me and nod every now and then to encourage me to continue. I tell you. And so difficult it was, very difficult, but never gave up. And then students were all confined to different places. You see, some were in the auditorium. Nobody, not more than 20 could gather in a place, or something was there, some rule. So everywhere the TVs had to be set up. Then I told there were people in the hospital. They also have to watch because they need it the most. If they're in the hospital, you can imagine how much pressure that must be. So they have to relax. They need to see Kathopanishad or Master the Mind. Then digital devices were given to everybody who was quarantined or who was in the hospital, and live it was playing in their hospital ICUs. And they were watching those so that they could, and those students who were stuck in their remote villages and towns, devices were sent to their homes. Educational classes were being conducted online. All this team managed with a very hardly handful of people. But what kind of hard work they did during the pandemic, it was a game changer, because after that they learned that this can be done. And then from there was no looking back. They managed a whole cricketing event. It is an international event. This time it was Sri Lanka, India. And in a small place like this, they just took one event, first event, to learn everything. The first event was their training ground. Next year, they did not engage any professional agency. They did not need one. They could manage almost entire thing on their own with very little help and guidance. And with that, they have managed an entire cricketing event, which is not easy. There were thousands of people who came from outside also and attended. Now this event which is going on, 100 continuous days. All this is a wonderful work. I also have to remember Pradeep, who gets the maximum from me, because I am very irritated when sound is not good. So poor thing keeps getting it from me. Today's sound is not good, because situations change. Sometimes I'm sitting here, sometimes behind, sometimes in a huge hall like that pandal there. Sound is not easy to manage. but I'm very particular. So he understands, like that there are designers. I also want to remember Girish Katti, who was one of the first students to join this. Pradeep was also a student, but he was trained outside and he came and joined. Girish was trained inside because he was not finding any joy in studying the subjects. He created history in our PU college by failing. And our Surendra was crestfallen because in his whole career there was never a time when anybody failed. Girish Katti created history by failing for the first time. And a crestfallen, totally shattered Surendra came to me and said, Swamiji, this is the lowest point in my teaching career. This fellow has done this to me. Then I called this Girish and said, why you're not interested in studies? He said, I don't understand anything what they're teaching. But I have to study because we are supposed to. I told him, then what will you do? I'll do anything. I told him, you should have a degree under your belt, otherwise nobody will respect you. So for that sake, we put him on some BA degree or something in Chikbalapur college because we didn't have a college. And then he told, I'm interested in media and these kind of things. So sent him to Bangalore, he got trained a little bit and then he started doing things. And then because they have worked with me for the last 10 years, they understand the pulse. They understand what does it take and how to do it artistically, creatively. They quickly pick it up. Earlier they used to take a lot of time, lot of back and forth used to happen. That's Pradeep, Lift your hand. Yeah. That's Girish Katti. These were the first to arrive on the scene. Of course, so Chetan's wife Usha joined. That was very important for us. She started handling a lot. Then Bharati, she started handling some management part of it. And then one by one, so many of them joined. The list is long list. I won't be able to acknowledge everybody. Oh, they sit together. They're taking full advantage of the devices, video, audio, screens, because it all belongs to them. Then we have invested. Earlier when Premamrutham started this hall, there were no LED screens. We used to hire LED screens. For every satsang, the LED screen was hired. So on Thursdays and Sundays, we'll hire and pay for it and they will dismantle and take it back. Again, bring it back and put it again. Then I think it is devotees from Singapore, especially I have to remember Anthony Tan, who took a lot of interest in setting up these LED screens and replaced it also recently with a new one so that you have sharper picture. Now the LED screens that we have on the stage, that also is something we used to borrow every time we had a program, but it used to cost a lot. For 100 days, borrowing would be costlier than actually buying it. So this LED screen we bought recently, the one which is on the stage. So also all the sound and camera systems, the mixer, they're all world class. And you can go, this acoustics of this hall is one of the finest. Premium is a French company. It is the finest in auditorium acoustics. And the mixers, they hold, I don't know how many channel mixers that are. It's one of the largest panels that you can get in the world. And that is because they thought when we have an orchestra, we have 150, 200 feeds. And you need that kind of a mixer to manage all the mics together. So that is how we started with a small mixer because there was only few artists who were performing, 10, 5, 15. But then now it's hundreds of mics, all kinds of mics for different instruments. So they can manage a 200-piece orchestra with that mixer now. So all these investments were made by our devotees who they brought cameras. We used to hire cameras in the beginning. We didn't have a camera. We couldn't afford one. It is quite expensive. And then we used to hire a cameraman and he used to record and that is how we used to put it on the web. But then the cameras were hired, then cameramen came. Students picked up a lot of this. And now I went today to the console room in the Rudrayaga area, which has been created. And it's full of students. And I asked them whether they are really doing all these things. They're really capable of it. And the seniors told that they are. They have learned so much. They're all in schools, maybe in the college at best. But they're able to manage this kind of high-end work. Not just, this is where I went today, into that media console room. And the whole internet connection, I have to remember Pala and team who manage the IT infrastructure. A wonderful work, the kind of, I know the pain that it has taken for us to bring internet to this place. It was not easy because nobody was willing to give us internet connection. Nobody, even if we want to pay, nobody wants to supply. It was not working out for them, laying such cables from Chikbalapur till here, just for one ashram. If you had at least a few 2,000-3,000 people who were customers, then it makes sense. Now imagine we have such high-speed internet. I don't know what is the bandwidth we use. Now we would have upgraded for the festival, but even for the upcoming hospital, it's further being upgraded. Now, it costs a lot of money because it's not, but luckily in India, internet is still cheaper. But it costs because we have high-end surgeries going on. Many of them now with robotic surgery coming where a robot can be operated from anywhere in the world. Distance is not a problem. You need to have a high-speed internet connectivity for the surgeon. Imagine if internet goes off halfway through the surgery or slows down. God save the patient then. So all these investments were made. We have one of the finest connectivity now, very good. Everybody gets it. Sometimes we have problems because of rain, weather, or some other disruptions, but generally. Similarly, they also work very hard to connect all campuses. It was my vision that all students within their campuses should see this satsang every Thursday, Sunday live. Because everybody can't be here, but they should see it there. I remember from those days when we were using dongles to connect to the internet, and it would slowly stream the things, buffer a lot. To today, every campus, across the campuses, you watch it all live, isn't it? You have to thank Suchetan and team for sending you all live feeds. Of course, few days back, Pala had presented from IT. So they were instrumental in installing the infrastructure, the TVs and the projectors and whatever other internet connectivity. But all the soft side of it, the content and the delivery, everything is done by this team. That's Pala. He also came almost 10, 12 years before. And Suchetan came more than 10 years back. And like this, one by one people. Pradeep has been there from the day one when the Premamrutham opened, he was there. And then Girish was, of course, student here. Like these were those 4 or 5 initial people who started this whole thing. And now it has grown to such a huge institution, such a huge organization. And they send this message out to a lot more people. So our idea is to reach out to everyone. More than just telling about the mission, it is also benefiting the beneficiaries. If the beneficiaries come to know there is a hospital like this which exists, they don't have to waste money roaming here and there. So much money they waste. Sometimes 1 to 2 lakh rupees they wasted in diagnostics and referrals and travels and loss of income. But once they know, they are coming here. Today I was just mentioning that Purohits can also access healthcare. When I came back, I got a message from the hospital that on the hospital call center line, some Purohit from some other temple had called up. But of course, to deliver the temple prasadam, he did not know how to reach me. So he called up the hospital call center. And that's how the message was passed back to us saying that this Purohit from one temple has called up. He wants to send prasadam of that temple for me for Dasara. So you see, technology has bridged gaps. Everybody uses. Now our students are there. They're also using so much technology for their studies. Now unthinkable. 10 years back, there was only books, pens and papers, chalk, walk, talk method. Today, everything has got digitized. Such high-end software. So I really want to thank everyone. I don't want to take more time because I was talking to the students, the girl students before coming here. And that is why I got a little delayed. But I'm so happy with the work that they are doing. I asked Suchetan to present it so that everybody knows what all goes on in this mission. It's not just the surgeries or the education or the Annapurna. So many other things happen in the background because of which all these things function. So remember that. That is why I told one by one teams can come and present. Whenever we have a little leaner day like today when we don't have too many guests, such things can be presented. The students and all the devotees will get to know what goes on. Our devotees from around the world have done a fantastic job of translations. As I said, we are now investing in automatic translations of the speeches immediately into multiple world languages. That's a project which is on. It will take a while to test and try and release it. But that's another investment being made to ensure that we are able to translate live. So if I'm speaking in English, it immediately gets translated into multiple Indian languages or multiple world languages. You just have to click on the screen of your computer or your mobile device and choose the language in which you want to hear. And it imitates the voice also. It takes voice samples. Of course, it comes with some risks, but then no risks, no rewards, isn't it? So we'll have to take some risk and make sure that the content is safe. All that is being put into place. But that is the future. That is how people would communicate. So that investment is also being made. So I just wanted to highlight the kind of hard work that goes behind the scenes. And it is a wonderful team of people who do quietly what they've got to do. And we all go to sleep after this program, isn't it? But they are awake, generating content and putting it on the media and sending it to right stakeholders. And they're again back in the morning, fresh to start the day and collect more content and again webcast it. So this is a wonderful team, and I just wanted to highlight it to everybody. So lot of blessings to all of them. Earlier rishis had to do this job of conveying God's message, God's voice. They had to speak it out or write it down or communicate through telepathy or whichever method they used. Today, this is technology which does this. So I told Tigrit once upon a time, like Vedavyasa had written down Mahabharata or Bhagavad Gita. That was his contribution, because if he had not written it down, we wouldn't be having it today. Valmiki wrote down whole of Ramayana. Like that, you have started Sathya Sai Vacha. You are the modern age Rishi, Tigrit, because you managed to get this going. I agreed to everything that Tigrit suggested except charging $1 per discourse to download. I said I have not. He told Swami, in the next 10, 15 years, hundreds of discourses. Imagine if 1 million people download, you will make $1 million a year. I said, Tigrit, God's voice is free. It's for all. Nobody needs to pay. Somebody wants to contribute, they can always contribute to support the mission. But I cannot charge for the voice that is, for the knowledge that is never ours in the first place. It is God's knowledge. It has to be free. So that was something for which we had some argument, but finally I prevailed and Tigrit had to agree. Because the only person he listens to is Swami, nobody else. So he listened and said, fine, whatever your wisdom says. But this is what, he's a businessman, so his ideas. But I told, no, we are not charging. Imagine if all this content which has been, for every content you want to watch, you charge $1, then you can make a lot of money. That was this idea. But I said, no, we are here to do good and we are here to do it for free because everybody deserves this access and let everybody get it. So that is how all this has happened. So as I said, they have spent 10 years is what they are saying, but what the work they have done is 20 years because they work day and night. That is the kind of effort that they have put in. So a lot of blessings to all of them. I'm sure you will do even better as time comes and you will take this mission to the whole world and make so many people get inspired by all that you do. So a lot of heartfelt blessings. I also want to acknowledge the contributions of Saskin Technologies, Mr. Sunil Dutt, who is here to receive the honor on the behalf of the company. We are very happy because I always say every child counts, every drop counts. So when you do take nutrition to a child who comes hungry to the school, you're not just filling the belly, you're filling the child with hope of a better future, the hope of doing better than what he did yesterday. And that is how you build the nation one child at a time. And that is a contribution that they are making. So I'm very grateful to Saskin Technologies. May you do well so that you can do more for the people of the world. Thank you. I think with that I'll conclude and we will look forward. I'm looking forward to the presentation that is coming up now from Tanushi Shankarji. She has created a production for appropriate to the occasion of the festivities, and her entire dance stream is here. They had a hard time. It's raining cats and dogs in Calcutta, those who do not know. I saw some pictures. The waterlogging in the apartments and their dance school is so much, the cars were all submerged. Their cars were all in the water. And till yesterday, they did not know whether they will come for the function. But 2 days back, they were asking whether it will happen. I said, yes, if the call has come, then it will happen. The nature has to obey the divine. And now they are here with all the difficulties. I think they swam through all that and came. So they are here and we look forward to their performance.
We will now have a short break, after which we will reconvene for the cultural presentation.